It's a Spiritworks Cinema where we watch all the movies. Today is Sergio Martino Day. Also doing a director series on Sergio Martino. Why this movie? I allowed someone I was watching the movie with to pick out the film, and they picked this one. So I figured, okay, let's start the Sergio Martino collection with Naked Obsession. This is one of his later films, '92. It stars Debora Caprioglio. You can see on the cover there, she's got huge knockers. It's a, the best way to explain it, it's like a Skinamax sex thriller. Imagine a movie like Basic Instinct without Michael Douglas, Sharon Stone, and, you know, $30 million. And you've got a whole bunch of these kind of movies. And some of them aren't bad. And this is one that falls under the pretty darn good category. I mean, it's low budget, but it's a sexy thriller that actually has thrills, a plot line, character development, and sexiness in it. And that's what I think Sergio Martino is a very, very talented director. A lot of people know him from more of his schlocky, like, B-horror stuff, but again, he's done every type of movie you can imagine. And he did a lot of commercials and all kinds of different stuff. So when, you know, they do other type of movies like that, it's interesting to see how they take them on. And this starts out with a cop he's going off to Rome because these mafia guys say, look, you got to do this for us and this will clear us. And later we find out, you know, he had been working, he was a crooked cop, and they kind of screwed him over and ended up killing his partner, and he didn't agree to that, and then he turned on him and, you know, started doing informing, and they kill his wife and kid. So, you know, he's got all this inner turmoil. So he's in Rome to assassinate somebody for the mafia. His next door neighbor is knockers. I mean, she's beautiful, and if you like, boobs got to be like F's or something. All natural, of course. And she carries a nice charisma about her, though. I like that. She doesn't have that, most of the time, like your Skinamax type actresses kind of have that porny thing going on. She doesn't. She actually can act. She's done some other movies with Tinto Brass, if you've seen those. So she's his neighbor, and she has an abusive boyfriend or husband, I can't remember. And you know, he comes over and does weird sex stuff with her, but of course it's always open and the cop can see in and watches it, and she gets turned on watching him, he gets turned on watching her. So you've got the hot kind of sex scenes, and they're well done. I mean, they're hot sex scenes. They're not porny at all. They're actually the sexy kind of silk stockings type of vibe. So they develop a relationship. We get some intimate encounters here and there. Again, much like a Basic Instinct in that regard, where you get the different sex encounters as the relationship grows. Now, the cool thing about the movie is the twist ending. If you haven't watched it, stop, come back, watch it, if you don't care. Because I'm going to kind of spoil it here. Well, not kind of. I'm going to completely spoil it. At the end, she convinces him to assassinate her boyfriend, or her husband guy. But it's all a setup, and they assassinate a different guy that her boyfriend wanted dead, and the whole time she was working as a plant for her boyfriend to get him. And I liked that. I mean, I was like, damn! Didn't expect that. It was very cool. It was kind of a nice, it added to the thriller aspect of the movie. And, you know, the ending is very cool. Not going to say exactly what happens, but it plays out very well. You know, when you take a movie like this that is obviously extremely low budget, with, I mean, basically unknown actors. The guy is Steve Bond. He's been in some other stuff, but, you know, nothing you've ever heard of. And you have a solid movie with good acting and good directing. It's impressive. I mean, they didn't have a lot of money. They shot them quick, but this is a fun movie. I would rate Naked Obsession, you know, for a sex thriller, I would give this a nice 7 out of 10. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And it's a good entry into Sergio Martino's catalog. The disc is kind of crap. I mean, it's DVD. There's nothing extras. You get the movie. The picture is not touched up. It's kind of crappy looking. The sound cuts in and out at times. Not during dialogue, but you could tell it hasn't been mastered. It hasn't been equalized properly. Nothing. So, you know, this is a mediocre disc at best. No other way to get the movie, but I'm only going to give the disc a 5 out of 10. Again, this is the version of the movie. You're not going to get any better, but there's nothing special about it. So there you have it. That is our first installment into the Sergio Martino Director Series. I hope you liked it. Be sure to share the video, and we'll see you here next time at Movie Mayhem.